Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really do have to come up with something new because I'm starting to get tired of that. Like, I'm gonna come up with something, but y'all, I just got home from school. It's 8 o'clock, and I'm so determined to put like more than one video out like a week for you guys, so at least 2 videos a week. I'm trying really hard. I'm so glad my hair lasted, because if it didn't, y'all would not be getting this video. Like, I'm so tired. But y'all know, and I'm just like tuning in from the future, but y'all know we gotta do the word of the day, so let's go ahead and get into that.
And so when you see that, you start to wonder, well, how did they get to turn this thing around? And it was through repentance. It was through saying, you know what, God, we turned our back on you and we started to serve another God because we thought this God could answer our prayers. We quickly learned that it couldn't. So we are going to repent for it, turn back to you. We ask that you turn things back around in this nation. And that's what happens. So whenever you see a bunch of Christians that have now aligned themselves with entertainers who are very loud about what gods they serve, that's just not an entertainment thing. That is a judgment thing that you see that's getting ready to hit the earth. Now you see a bunch of Christians who are powerless in prayer, who are powerless in influence, who are powerless in signs, wonders, and miracles. And you wonder why. You have a Christianity who was supposed to lead the earth, and instead we're going after what the world is doing, right?
But y'all, as y'all seen by the title, today is how I cut that girl hair and she cut me off, and I still don't give a fuck. I still don't give a fuck. Sounds so crazy. But let me give y'all a little insight on me and this girl. So y'all remember I was telling y'all I moved schools, woo through the woo. So I ended up moving schools, and I end up meeting like two girls. The one that I'm gonna be talking about was the second one that I met, right? So I shouldn't take it all the way back. I shouldn't take it all the way back. I'm gonna just tell y'all what happened. But the gist of it was me and this girl, Ashanti, we met senior year, and it was a cool ass friendship. Like, it was a trio, me, her, and the other girl. We got along pretty well. It was like no beef, no, you know how thruples be, not thruples, whoa. You know how trios be in a friendship where it's always two that was close, one that wasn't. And I feel like it was honestly like time and place and seasons. Like, sometimes I was really cool with Ashanti, sometimes I was really cool with the other girl. But around this time, this is when the other girl kind of started doing her own thing, and now it was just like really just me and Ashanti for this short period. So me and Ashanti, we start doing the craziest thing, shit that I cannot say on camera, and I would never do a story time about this. But we just really started bonding. And I'm not saying nothing inappropriate between me and her, but we really started like, we went wild, y'all. Let's just say we was young. We made some mistakes, and I mean, hey, you can't do shit about it now. So yeah, she was just, it felt like she was definitely like my right hand, or like my partner in crime. So y'all, Ashanti had a lot of insecurities, and I'm gonna tell y'all how the way she looked in real life was not the way that she presented herself on social media. Like, Ashanti did a lot of photoshopping, and y'all, this girl is cute. Like, this girl is pretty. She's not ugly. So I always kind of wondered why she did that. And y'all, I did not know how bad this shit was until I got in her room. I think it was the first time that I was ever um going over her house. Went to her house, and y'all know how y'all have pictures in the room of you and all of that. She had like all her pictures on her wall, and I was like, oh my god, Ashanti, you look so cute. And I stopped myself midway because I'm like, is this you? Like, is this your sister? Do you have a twin? Because you in this picture don't look like you now. Or in general, I'm talking about BBL. I'm talking about facelift. I'm talking about eye lift. I'm talking about different lips. I'm talking about hair. I'm talking about everything. Like, y'all, the whole nine. It was really like like I felt catfish. Like, that was the first time I had ever been catfished by a female. Like, So with that being said, a lot of her pictures, she had a BBL type vibe, or let me just say she had big titties, small waist, and ass, right? That was her in all her pictures, and just like real seductive, like just not her in real life. Ashanti, so as y'all know, me, I have that naturally. I have the tits, the waist, the ass, the body. I have a natural BBL. So that's kind of where like tension really arises between me and Ashanti. I could sense it was some form of like jealousy of this is how I want to look, this is how my friend look, and I'm kind of like the ugly friend. And I'm saying that only because a lot of her actions tell that she was very insecure within herself. If we were ever talking about a boy or boys plural before I was with my man, cause y'all know I gotta always say that. But anywho, before I was really like settling down and stuff, she used to always get real insecure and never really want to do shit. And kind of just always made a point to like talk about her body, and she will always say, I'm gonna get a BBL, I'm gonna get a BBL. But one thing I realized also with her insecurity, Ashanti had a mouth on her. Like when I say this girl, because I want to call her something else, but this girl will literally say the most reckless, rude, disrespectful ass shit to me and not even think twice, and just expected me to just be like, oh, la da 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 da. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This was before I was big on confrontation. This was before I was able to say, bitch, what the fuck? What are you doing? What are you talking about? And like actually like address it. Because me back then, I was that person where I would let shit build up, feel some type of way, think in my head and not say anything. This was before I knew like you can't play with me, you know what I mean? Or when you say something, I'm gonna nip it in the bud now, so you already know not to play with me. So she used to just always say like rude and reckless stuff out her mouth. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it was her trying to like put an insecurity in me that I knew she had for herself. I have acne. Y'all know, y'all see it as females, hormones. Our hormones are all over the place at times. And I'm being rude with y'all. Like it's all over the place at times. So it was times where I was having breakouts, and she was on Accutane. She was on Accutane. So her face looked like a baby's ass, like butter. I'm talking about smooth as fuck. And she used to just always point that out. And I think, y'all, my toes my toes be a little separated at time. That's only because when I was a kid, I used to like grabbing shit with my toes, and I'm not the only one, and I do not care to say that. So my toes not all like, parsed and cute and put together how other people's are, and I don't give a fuck about it. Like this is my truth. No, like you're not gonna take away my childhood adventures and memories because now I'm grown. I have to have cute toes. My toes are still cute. Don't get it fucked up. But she used to be like, oh, your toes ugly as fuck. Why your toes look like that? And da 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 da. Just all that. Just trying to plant insecurities in me. And y'all, my armpits are smooth, right? But over time, I've had like a couple dark spots. Like they're not crazy or nothing. And she would see that. Mind you, she got the same thing. Every female have it. Come from like shaving and stuff, y'all. So she seen it and she was like, damn, your armpits black as fuck. My armpits is not black as fuck. Oh, my noodles, my nuggets ready, y'all. Anywho, so she would just make a lot of remarks like that. So fast forward, dealing with that, I kind of just learned to live with it. I did address it and I asked her, I was like, who the fuck bullied you when you was younger? She ended up telling me her mama bullied her, and I was like, well, bitch, tear that up with your mama, because you're not going to be talking to me like that. You're not going to be talking to me like that. And she kind of got the memo, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's still just who she was. So even with you telling her that, she still wouldn't have changed, or she didn't feel a need to change. So I believe graduation happened, y'all, and graduation happened, and let me tell y'all the degree of how I knew this bitch was dumb as fuck for cutting me off, because I cut her hair. I'm trying to prove my point to y'all. Graduation happened, and she had begged me. She was like, "Oh, can you curl my hair? Can you curl my hair?" Because if y'all don't know, I do hair. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I can curl your hair, come over with you through the night before graduation, so I can pin your curls up, and you can sleep on them, take your hair down in the morning." She come over, mind you, I'm in my nail room, I'm in my business room, because it's not just my nail room, I'm in my business room, and I tell her, I said, okay, I'm gonna be using my tools. This is my barrel, because I'm trying to teach her also. She wouldn't be taught. So here she comes. She's like, "Nah, I brought my own curling iron." And y'all, it's a Baby Bliss curling iron. Just before I ever started using Baby Bliss, I have the flat iron. She had the curling iron. And one thing I could tell y'all, Baby Bliss, the whole rod get hot. The whole thing get hot. So you have to be very, very, very fucking careful to make sure you don't burn off your fingerprints and your hair at the same time, because that shit would happen. So I off rip tell her, no, I don't want to use that, only because I don't know how to use it, and I prefer working with my own tools. So she ended up saying, "Girl, this is what I want. This is what gives me the curls. I've been seeing this on Instagram and TikTok. This is why I bought it, for this reason." I said, "Okay, fine. I'm not gonna argue you down, but I already told you, like, I don't want to use it and I don't feel comfortable using it or whatever." So she ended up giving me the iron. I plug it in, I'm combing out her hair, sectioning out her hair, and I go for the rod. Mind you, I had set it on like 400, and I'm holding it. I'm not feeling nothing, y'all, because this shit's still warming up. I'm like, okay, it feel hot enough. I did a little, so I'm like, it feel hot enough. I start curling her hair. We having like a smooth ass time. It's nothing going wrong, because the curling iron wasn't at a point where it could burn you, like the whole rod hot type shit. So I ended up getting like right here, literally right here. I'm curling it. This bitch get to 400 and the whole rod get hot. So my hand, that shit burnt, like it burnt all of in here, because I'm holding it, y'all. So it burned everything. So I'm like, ah. No, like, don't. But no, for real. I ended up screaming, and I was like, ow. And I dropped it as I was dropping it, because I'm not gonna drop it on her. I'm gonna drop it on the carpet, if anything. So I drop it, and while I'm dropping it, she turned her face, and y'all, the iron hit her face. I'm talking about whoosh. She's screaming, ah! The iron on the ground now. So I'm like, whoa, because so much shit happened so fast, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was scared. Like, I never had intentions of hurting that girl, and I felt so bad because it was the day before graduation. Y'all, I'm panicking. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What can I do? And she was like, oh my God, you can't even do nothing. I'm on Accutane. Nothing's supposed to hurt me. Like, basically, when you're on Accutane, which is an acne, what is it? It's an acne pill or treatment, whatever. You cannot get piercings, tattoos, wax, laser, anything, because your skin is so sensitive. Your skin is so thin. So y'all, it literally burnt her skin, her face, to where you can see white. So I'm like, fuck, like I burnt her skin off. Like I literally burnt her skin off. So I go get eyes, but I just wanted y'all to know that happened. And even then, like, I thought I was gonna lose my friend. I thought, damn, this is the last time I'm ever gonna talk to this girl. And she was so sweet about it. She was so cool about it. She was like, oh, it's nothing going. She was like, oh, it's fine, I'm sure you didn't mean to do it. It's fine. So I'm like freaking out, and I'm so apologetic. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And y'all, the way I am is, I feel like fair is fair. So I was like, damn, you want to burn me back or something? And it's so dumb to think about, but that's really how I be processing, because it's like, I don't want to do anything to you that you have to live with, and I'm just fine. I'm sorry, like, I feel like shit has to be even. Like, I don't know, I just felt very apologetic. So she ended up saying it's okay. And I was like, damn. So moving forward, mind y'all, we were single. Keep that in mind, because I want to tell y'all, okay, this girl she's a catfish, and she started trying to put insecurity in me about the shit that she felt like was off, or, was ugly. And then two, I burnt her face and she didn't do shit about it, because I feel like burning somebody's skin off is higher than their hair, correct? Because I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not tripping. And then I want y'all to take in count that we were single. It sounds so small, but think about it, like we were single, right? Correct. So I end up meeting my present husband, right? I meet him and everything going smooth, y'all. It was so unexpected. I did not know that I was gonna have my person so soon in life. I always wanted it, but I never knew it was gonna happen. So, you know, I ended up meeting him. I went out of town. She was also in town. I think she was in Miami, and I was like, you know, somewhere else. And I'm like telling her a little bit about, you know, describing him, like, oh my God, I met woo woo. This is how he looked. Girl, I think he might be the one, da 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 da. She started already coming off on some hair shit, but the way I was talking, I'm like, oh yeah, like this just gonna be so fun for summer. Because I did not think me and my man was gonna be how we are now. I just thought, okay, it's gonna be a summer vibe. So she's thinking that too, but it's still that weird, like, oh. So anything that I say positive, like, oh, I think he the one. Nah, you not the one for him. You not the one for him. How you know that, girl? You didn't even meet the boy. So it was just very like, it was very just weird how she moved. You know what I mean? Very, I don't know, y'all. Fast forward, me and him really started taking each other serious. I mean, a couple months later, my birthday ended up passing. Him and my mom, my family got cool. So now he able to come over my house. And if y'all don't know, me and her stay literally 2 minutes away from each other. I can walk to her house and I'll be there in probably 10 minutes. Like, we're in the same community. So instead of me going out and doing all the extra stuff that I used to do, which I was more lit and turned than her, and I want to say in a way of I always wanted to do something. You know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily going to the club, but I always wanted to be out, and she would always like want to be in the house, be stuck in the house. I'm like, girl, like, I'm not gonna throw in my life in the house with you. But this time around, I had a man, and we was always doing something. And when we were in my city, we were just always chill, like, you know, at my house, chilling and stuff. So she ended up saying, and I kind of honestly, I beat her to this because I was doing everything in my way to still spend time with her and him at the same time. So even though he's at my house, I'm gonna go be with you for a few hours, come back home to him, because I already know some females, they genuinely be looking at it like, oh, you have to be with me and act like I'm your man even when you have a man. And I'm like, damn, you gotta let me actually experience my man. It's not me not knowing how to balance at all, because I can 100% do that. But when I'm giving you 100% and you're asking for 20%, what percent am I gonna get for myself, and what percent am I gonna get for the person I'm trying to take serious? It's unreasonable. But I always beat her to it. I always spent a lot of time, I don't mean like obsessive a lot of time with this girl, just to make sure that she didn't feel no ways, because I cared about her as a friend despite what she was doing towards me. So yeah, it was this one night, mind you, I think the week before, this is about the hair now. The week before, she ended up asking me, she was like, oh, a week before the incident happened, she had texted me, she was like, hey, I really need help, because she had some false locking. She was like, I really need help taking my locks out. Y'all gonna have to ignore my dog. I'm so sorry. So she was like, I really need help taking my locks out. And y'all, I said, no, I don't want to do it. She was like, please, I really want to do it. I was like, no, Ashanti, I already know how you feel about your hair. With false locks, you're bound to lose hair. I do my mama hair all the time, and I'm the one doing it, and I should know how to take it out. And I cut her hair off all the time. I've cut my hair off all the time, messing around with false locks. I just don't want to do it. She was like, oh, I'll pay you. Just find it any way. So I continued to say no, because I don't want to be responsible for your hair being cut off. Y'all, I'm going to put the screenshot, because I remember I have screenshots of everything, y'all. So She ended up saying, I'm gonna pay you, please. Just please help me. I can't do this. And I have a hair appointment the next day. That's, you know, I really need help. So I was like, all right, fine. So I was scheduled to go over there at what, 6? I ended up going early, like 5, y'all. I went 5. Mind you, we right down the road. So I went like 5:45. And I was like, it's no need for me to wait. Let me just hurry up and get over there, help you. And then we can just like, you know, get on with the night. Because I felt like I was dragging it if I went 6 o'clock knowing that I'm free at 5 o'clock. So came an hour earlier, started taking her hair out. And y'all, I'm realizing in every lock, it's like her stylist will fold some, let some long, fold some, let some long, and they're random. So it's not a pattern where this is long, this is folded, this is long, this is folded. No, she's literally just doing anything like however the fuck she felt to do it. So I'm asking, I'm like, did you cut your hair before? Because before I cut it, I'm like, okay, how long do you think your hair is? Boom, she told me it's right here. Mind you, she had long ass hair, y'all. She said, oh, it's right here. I said, okay, cool. So I'm like, I cut it right here, y'all. And it come up right here. So I'm like, did you have your ends trim or something? And she's like, no, I haven't had my ends trimmed, da da da. So I'm like, okay. So I keep going. Mind you, she got a bob. The next one, I see that it come out in a bob, right? But then when you take the braid down, it's actually right here. So I'm like, mind you, the whole time I'm talking to her, I'm like, Ashanti, I think I cut your hair. I was like, Ashanti, this part is real short or da 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 da. And she was like, no, you ain't cut my hair. It's supposed to be that length, woo, 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 woo. So I'm like, okay, well, if you say that it's supposed to be like that, then it's supposed to be like that. I'm not gonna sit here and second guess. So y'all, when I was like halfway done, mind you, for halfway, because she had small locks, halfway, it took roughly 6 hours. Not 6 hours, it took 4 hours for halfway. So I'm like half and half, right? Or a little bit over half. So this side of her head is like here, and the other side of her head, because I'm on this side now, is like here. So she started looking at it, and she's like, Christelle, I think you cut my hair. And she's saying it with a tone. So I'm like, I told you I thought I cut your hair. You told me that you had a trim, and you told me that it's regular. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, nah, before you even say I cut your hair, let me show you what's actually going on. But y'all, it's not like I waited until she said something to say something. I was talking to this girl the whole time. I was like, girl, the way this lady did your hair is, some of them she folded all the way up to avoid wrapping so low, or so, yeah, to wrapping so low. Like instead of like the full length of her hair, she would cut it in half or quarters, right? To only wrap like to here or to here, or really to here, right? So here or here. So I'm showing her, I'm taking a lock out, and I'm like, do you see how it's folded? She's doing it in some of them and not in some of them. So me, I took it upon myself. Okay, I see an issue. I keep bringing it up to you, and you're looking at me like I'm tripping. Like I don't see what the fuck going on. So instead of cutting here, I took it upon myself to cut down here. Cause I'm like, if anything, I need to make sure like, can't nobody say, oh, you cut my whole head off. So after I peeped, I started cutting like real long. So it was only this section that was really short, and the rest of her hair was long, or close to her normal length. Probably like a few off of her normal length. Literally a few. So she ended up texting me after I was done. No, y'all, my bad. I forgot this part. So while that was happening, while I was telling her about her hair or whatnot, I'm texting my man. And I don't mean I'm like, you know what I mean, every second. It's like every 2 hours. Mind you, she on her phone and she just texting the man that she's talking to, right? Texting the man that she's talking to. But y'all, it wasn't like she was actually talking to a man. She had multiple niggas that she was talking to at once. And bitch, who am I to judge? Like, I didn't care about that. But she got so aggravated when she seen I was texting my man. But my thing, I was like, girl, how is it cool for you to be texting all these niggas, telling me about all these niggas, but when I text my man back after 2 hours, it's a problem? She got so aggravated at the fact that I was texting him. Alright, so y'all, I'm saying this to say, it's like every time I was with this girl and I was, texting my man or he called me or something, she would get so aggravated. So this is why I'm putting this in the video, so y'all actually know, like, she really has something against my relationship. Mind y'all, I said we were the best of friends when we were single. But it was really one-sided because it seemed like she was, and I'm gonna say aloud, no bitch ever stopped me from doing anything, but it seemed like she was the only one who could be on the phone with a dude or text a dude while I was around her. But then whenever I did it, she got super mad. And I'm like, why are you so mad that I'm texting him? She was like, girl, he gonna be fine. He gonna be fine. You don't gotta text him. He gonna be fine. You don't gotta text him. Mind you, she don't know this man from a can of paint. And I made it to purposely to where they did not know one another because she tried me. It was supposed to be us, like me, her, and the dudes that we was dealing with, and we was supposed to have a Halloween B&B. She ended up saying to me, oh, you're not finna meet my man. Mind you, this the girl that I'm supposed to be the closest to. So in my mind, I'm like, why the fuck would she feel the sense of aggression and say I'm not finna meet her man? Y'all, go back to the first part when I was telling y'all this girl is catfish and I actually have the body that she be lying that she have. So in my mind, I was like, okay, you don't want your man looking at me. Because when he see you, you finna have size F titties. That's not bashing nobody. I'm describing her. Size F titties and just wide waist and just some straight skinny ass legs. And there was no judgment from me as a friend because, bitch, you can't pick and choose what body you have. But to make it where you're looking at me like, oh, my man finna come around you and he finna look at you. And it basically felt like that. Like, she didn't want me around her man because she knew she was lying about catfishing. And, she just had attitude. So, y'all, that's why she ain't know my man, right? Because I'm like, okay, if that's what you finna be on, you're not finna be mine either. Because your type sounds like my man. And I'll be damned if a bitch try me like that. And I want to know, she was so mad every time that he was over here and she never got a chance to meet him. And honestly, okay, y'all, so the reason why I got so upset and I was like, you can't meet my man, like, Garrett, because you said what you said, but it was also like, it put me in a perspective, like, okay, what type of girl are you? Like, for you to be saying that, because obviously you think I'm gonna be doing something with your man or might do something with your man, and in my mind now it's translated like, oh, you one of them girls that would be doing something with one of your friends' man if it came down to it. I'm not gonna put her tea out there, but just know she was messing with brothers at the same time, like literally, like what the fuck, pass around in the family is crazy. But that's kind of why I just left it to where she didn't meet my man and she got super upset. And I be caring about my friends' opinion and stuff. But I was like, hell nah, you already showed your colors. I'm going to just focus on what my mom be talking about. And my mom love him, so I love him even more. Simple. She was mad at that because she never got to meet him or approve. You don't got a shit fuck thing to say now. You know what I mean? So, anywho, she's mad or whatever. And I end up finishing 8 hours later. So, y'all, I'm editing, but y'all, she ended up saying that, oh, I was rushing to take her hair down, and because I was texting my man, I was trying to get back to him really fast, and that's how come I end up cutting her hair. She basically just had this whole thing against me and my man, or the fact that I was communicating while I was with her, which is real weird because when I say I was texting him back, I'm literally meaning this dude is like, oh, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And I'm like checking in on him every like 2 hours, 3 hours, because I'm still trying to give her time. Mind y'all, I said I tried my very, 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 very best to make sure that this girl had her own time for me. I made time for her. I did not come home till like 2 in the morning that night. I went home, y'all, and I'm thinking I'm cool. I get a message from Ashanti, and she's like, really did cut my hair and just basking on some shit. And I'm texting her, I'm like, I stopped everything I was doing in my tracks because my heart dropped. Because y'all, when you genuinely love someone, it hits different. It's not on no, oh, this bitch is talking about nothing. I was dead serious saying, Ashanti, I'm so sorry. And I explained to her how that came to being about. And I told her that, hey, from jump, I said I wasn't comfortable because of this. I knew your hair was going to get cut one way or another, not intentionally. And I told her it's not on no malicious shit. And mind y'all, I done played in this girl's hair so many times. I done dyed this girl hair. I done bleached this girl hair. So I'm like, I burnt your face. I bleached your hair. I colored your hair. I did your nails. I probably fucked up your nails once before because this is when I was first learning. You never had any remarks to say about it. But now we're at two different points in our life where you're upset because you don't have the man that you thought you would have had. Because when I met her, she had her own shit going on. That ended up falling apart. And now she see me with my shit going on. And it's actually working. And I can't be just out being a hoe. You know, because that's kind of what she wanted from me. And she wasn't getting that shit before. So I don't know. But I think it was more of I wasn't single anymore. And I wasn't just able to be on the same type time as she was on. So she kind of felt like a sense of like, jealousy or not wanting to fuck with me because I couldn't do the same shit she could do. Oh, y'all. So, I'm gonna jump in again. When I was mentioning, like, all the stuff that I done did to her, that don't mean that I did, like, a bad job. I know how to color, bleach, and do nails and all of that stuff. What I was trying to point out to y'all is if it was gonna be a reason why you cut somebody off, it should have been about me burning her face. But moral of the story is she wanted to be my man. Like, it's no way you get so jealous when another person have my attention like this, and you know you're just mad because my life was prospering and yours wasn't, and I wasn't able to do like the old shit that I was doing with you before. Just say that. So y'all, long story, you know, all these receipts, and she's just basically, she stopped responding. I go on Instagram and she blocked me on some of her pages and unfollowed me on some. And stopped sharing her location. And I'm just there like, damn, like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew I was going to cut your hair, but I didn't know, like, us being so close, you could have still sat there and say, or act like you don't give a fuck about me, you know? But y'all, that's not the end of the story. She ended up, and this is not part 2, but it's a hint of part 2 why I thought to give y'all this story time. Because y'all, after a few months, because I was supposed to be moving to Miami also, and I feel like that's part of the reason why she did that, because she felt like, oh, this bitch already not on what I'm on no more, and she finna move anyway. So it's kind of just like, oh, I'm just finna get rid of her anywho. So basically I ended up staying, right? And she's on my nail page and my main page a lot. Mind you, she just popped up out of nowhere, just like looking at my shit. So I'm like, girl, you was weirder than ever. And then 2, tell me why Super Bowl weekend, because y'all, that was last Sunday. It's February 5th when I'm recording this. Super Bowl Sunday, this girl gonna text me looking eye emoji. When I tell you I ain't never looked around so fast, because I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, that's so creep. I would think you would respond with something explaining where the fuck you been, and if you're trying to get back in my good graces, something other than some fucking looking eye emojis. But that's what that weird girl texted me. But y'all, that's why I do not feel bad about cutting her hair off. And I still don't give a fuck. Well, I did give a fuck at first, but I mean, God remove people who aren't for you, and I can't be mad at that. But y'all, that's the story time. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and this is just something to give to y'all. Look out for them girls who is really insecure about their body. And with that being said, love your body. You cannot choose your body. All you can do is make up for what you don't have in the best way that you can, as far as working out, eating healthy, and just taking care of yourself. It's not always outside that matters. It's also you inside. And she had a negative personality and a negative body. And you're all beautiful. You know, even her, I'm shading you, but you're still beautiful. And I hope you can have that sense of peace within yourself. And that's for anyone who's battling and struggling with self-worth. But y'all, I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next video.